guys, welcome to my channel Final Beauty, or welcome back. I'm Debbie if you don't know me. So I'm really excited for today's video. It's going to be a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't want to know what's in it, then please don't watch any further. But we're going to be looking at the Cosmic Beauty mystery box that I bought out for Halloween, which comes in this massive box. It's got a magnet on the bottom, really nicely padded, and it's got 7 brand new products inside. So we're not going to be able to play with everything in one video. I'm just going to do a bit of a first impressions in this video, but I got mine super early. I think I've not seen too many videos, so I wanted to get one up to show you in case you're interested in picking this up, because I bought mine on the pre-launch, but there is going to be a proper launch at the end of November. And I think for a lot of people to spend their money in this economy, you want to know what you're getting. So thought you might be interested to see what's inside. So the box was £60. I used my friend Kerry's code, Kerry K, and that got me 10% off, so £54 and free delivery in the UK. And for £54, I'm absolutely blown away. So let me show you. So this is what you get inside. You get a full-size palette in the same shape and size £20 palette that they normally do, but it's a brand new, never been released palette before. And then you've got 3 cream blushes and 3 bullet lipsticks. And so these are all brand new products. They've never done blushes or lipsticks before. They've only ever done palettes or highlighters, so that's exciting in itself. But the colour story, when you see this palette, this is so me, and I'm just so excited for it. So I'm going to unbox all of this, and then I'm going to show you everything, and then we're just going to create one look today, a bit of a first impressions. I'm filming this quickly before work on a Monday morning, so I haven't got time to do more than one look, but just really wanted to get this up so that you could see what it's all about. So I've taken everything out of the mystery box itself and out of the unit carton packaging, and I'm going to show you all the products up close that you can see. So there's 3 butter blushes, or blush butter, in this collection. They're in mirrored packaging. It is plastic packaging, but it's very nice packaging. If you've got the Patrick Tar Dimension eyeshadows, it's very similar packaging to that, but silver instead of gold. And these are very bright colours. The only thing I would say is that they don't have the shade name on the back. So on the back it just says Blush Butter. So now I've taken them out of the boxes. I can't remember what the names were, but that's a purple, very out there purple. But I'm excited for that because not many of these exist, and I think that will sheer out really well being a butter or a cream blush. But we're not going to use that one today for the look I've got in mind. We've got this one as well, which is gorgeous. I love a red blush. This is one we're going to use today. And then we've got a bit more of a neutral pink, which I think will probably be the preference for most people. Now, when the owner put up the info about this mystery box, she did say that the products are for creatives, people that want to get a bit more creative with makeup. So I think it makes absolute sense to have that purple blush. I think it will suit deeper skin tones, but I think the red and the pink will suit the rest of us that haven't got deep skin tones. And I would wear the purple anyway because I love out there blush. There's also 3 lipsticks in the set, and these are so nice. These have got the names on the bottom, and they've got that packaging where it's magnetic. They're just so luxe for the money, and yeah, I'm delighted with my purchase here. So this one is the shade Salem, so mid-tone brown. I'm all about that. Love these sort of shades. We have the shade Nancy. I imagine named after Nancy Spungen. It's that blackened kind of burgundy shade. It's not black, but it's very, very deep. And the last one we have is a nude called Clarice, which I think is the one I'm going to wear today because I want to do a bit of an ombre lip. And then of course we have the Sinister eyeshadow palette. It's in the same format that they always do, so 20 pans with the rounded edges. And this is the colour story for the palette. Now, I thought when I first saw it that this shade at the bottom was missing because it looked like it wasn't anything in there, but it does have a cover over it. And so I took the cover off and probably stuck my finger in there and realised it's a gloss. Now, I'm not really a fan of having like a cream or liquid or glossy kind of product in a powder eyeshadow palette, but at least there is a cover over it, and it is a palette made for a creative, so I suppose you can't complain about that. But I would have preferred something else, to be honest with you, because I don't think I'll use that too much. And if it was in the collection, a separate item would have been preferable for me. But it's interesting to see them doing something different as well, because as I say, this is a palette for creatives. So this is the palette. So the top 2 rows are cool tone purples and greys and silvers, and the bottom 2 rows are more in the red and kind of pinky red family, and I just love the colour story. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and there's some very special shades in here. It's more matte heavy than shimmer heavy, but there's a reasonably even split. There's a lot of shimmers to play with, and there's some multi-chromes in here as well, so very, very excited. But before we play with the palette, we're going to apply the blush. I've got a kind of stipple brush from Melt, which I'm going to use for that. I think that will work okay for the purpose. I'm not all that au fait with how to use this kind of product because I don't use cream blush very often. So I'm just gonna, ooh, that is very, very pigmented. Ooh. Right, that is gonna need some shearing out. It's better on this side, look, where I haven't put quite so much on. So definitely go in with a light hand if you don't want too much brush, but it is shearing out really, really well. And I had sort of lightly powdered before I started because I always forget that I need to not do that if I'm wearing a cream product. Yeah, I'd say that's quite pigmented off the bat but shears out really, really nicely. Oh, that's so beautiful. I can see me getting a lot of use out of that colour because it's such a stunning colour. I will use the purple, and I just had a look in mind that this would go better with today. So I'm just going to prime with my Juvia's Place iPrep iPrime primer. Really like this primer for colourful looks. It's a little bit paler in tone than Sigma eyeshadow base in Persuade that I use when I use neutrals. It just makes the colours pop a little bit more, and it's a bit more of a tacky formula too, which always helps with the pigmentation for colourful shadows, I think. Right, I'm going to start with the shade Crypt, this grey here, and pat that in my outer corner and a little bit through my crease. I'm going to do sort of a half cut crease kind of shape today. And I love a grey eyeshadow. A little bit more forgiving than black. That gives you all the smoky vibes, can look really, really beautiful for a night out as well. I feel like this collection came a bit late. I think it probably should have been the Halloween release, but that's fine. I can use any shadows at any time of year and appreciate them. And I think you could do some festive looks with this because of the silver and the red that's in there. So I still think it's a good release to release now. And as I say, really good price point for everything. I'm just gonna work that through the crease just a little bit, just to bring it a bit more forward on the eye. I'm going just slightly above my natural crease. Just sort of want to fade it as I get to the front, because I think I'm going to use the lilac-y shade called Paranormal in the inner part there. I'm just going to take this onto my lower lash line as well, just to connect up the two, just tipping the brush on its edge. So on the inner part I'm going to take this Paranormal shade, this light lilac here, pack that on the front because I think that will give us a nice fade from the deeper shade of the grey. We've got a white in the palette, the shade Bones. We're going to use that just to further blend up towards the brow bone. I've just wiped off one of the brushes I've been using. I'm going to use the black Void. Always have to use the black if there's a black. So I'm just going to use that just to get just a little bit of depth just in this outer corner here. Keeping that to the lid though, and slightly on a diagonal. That's a nice easy black to work with. I'm not getting any fallout, but it is pretty pigmented as well, which is all you can hope for from a black, just what you want. Just dipping back into Crypt, the grey, just to get a blend between the black and the grey here. Just going to smudge a little bit of that black just on the lower lash line as well, just so we've got some cohesion between the upper lash line and the lower lash line. Just repeating what I've done on the upper lash onto the lower lash here with that Paranormal shade, the lilac. I'll further lighten that up with the white in a moment. I'm just going to pop some of that white in the inner corner just to further lighten things up a little. I love having a black and a white because you can really play with the intensity of the colour. I'm just going to take NYX Glitter Primer over the front part of my lids and just to where that black starts. Just rocking my head back so I can get right in to the socket there and slightly above the socket, which is what my preference is for shimmers. Right, there's a black shimmer in the palette called Menacing. We're going to use that next to that black matte that we have. Just want a tiny bit of that. On the front part of my eye, I'm going to go with the shade Chilling. I'm leaving a bit of space between this and the black because I am going to pop some red in the centre. That's like tin foil, isn't it? That's beautiful. So then in the gap, just in the middle there, we're going to put a touch of Warning, the red shimmer in the palette. I didn't want this to take over the look, so this is why I'm doing it last. So I just want a hint of that. Just running through the centre. I wanted this to be a predominantly silver look. As I say, just a little bit of interest there. So I'm just going to work backwards and forwards between those shades. Keep turning the brush one way and the other until I've got the blend between those shades that I'm looking for. I really want to try out this shade Eerie. It's really unusual. You can't see when you're looking at it in this light, but it's kind of green to like pink kind of sparkles. But we're going to try that just as a little bit of a accent here on the front. That's really pretty, a lot more subtle than I thought it was going to be, which is good, I think. So I am going to use that as my face highlight today. Just do a tiny bit of that, just over that blush there. I think that's working really nicely to bring everything together. Got a bit of sparkle in it, but I don't mind that. Okay, that's the look to this point. I'm just going to hop off camera. I'm going to apply the lipstick and something in my waterline and mascara off camera, but I'll come back and show you the finished look with one of the lipsticks applied. Okay guys, so this is the finished look and I love how this has turned out. I think it's kind of subtle spooky, and I think if I hadn't put the red in the middle, it would have been kind of just a dark smoky eye that would be perfect for holiday season as well. I love that blush. I just think it's like the perfect red that's not too in your face, but it's definitely red. And it's so easy to blend, but it has like a glow to it and you just can't go wrong. You saw how much I put on and it looks scary, but it just blends out so effortlessly. So I love that. Okay, and to finish off the eyes, I've gone in with an oldie but goodie. It's Urban Decay's 24/7 eyeliner in the shade Alkaline. I never thought this was available anymore, and then I found it on Amazon. So for UK customers, Urban Decay is no longer a website. I think for the US there is still an Urban Decay website. For the UK there isn't, but the actual authorised distributor is Amazon. So yeah, I managed to pick this up. It was £15, which I didn't think was too bad, and I love this shade. I used to use this all the time back in the day, so very excited to have that. Just that perfect sort of red burgundy kind of shade. So that's in my waterline, and I've not done any eyeliner or anything. I have just done mascara, but I have used this, which is the Grande Lash Lash Lift Lash Curler. I've never been able to curl my lashes with a mechanical eyelash curler. I'm just so scared to get them so close to my eyes and to squeeze, but this is so easy to use. I saw Betty G and Batty Bean using hers, and I just knew I had to get one. And it's so easy to use, and I think it's made such a difference as well to my lashes. So I'm excited to play with that some more. You just basically charge it through a USB charger in the bottom, and then when it's fully charged up, you just press that button there either once or twice, depending on how hot you want it. I did it in the lower one, I was a bit afraid. And then you just work it through your lashes. After you put mascara on is probably best, that's what I did. And then I've just used my McGrath Dark Star mascara. And then for lips, I've gone in with the Clarice lipstick, so the light one. But to get it a little bit more ombre, which is what I was wanting for this look, I've gone in with a Melt Perfectionist lip liner. I think this one's Familia. Yeah, Familia, which is the one I use the most. So yeah, love how this has turned out. Love the palette so much. I can see so many looks in this. This is Debbie in a palette, honestly. I just love reds, love purple, love silver, love all the cool tones. I love that there's some different finishes in here. Like there's some more textured ones. That purple, the Haunted shade, is a lot more textured. You've got multi-chrome there with the shade Sinister, which is like a green to like a burgundy red. That looks super beautiful with like the cranberry shade to like do a Christmas look as well. So although this is essentially a Halloween release, it's called Sinister, I think you could do a lot of holiday looks with it as well, Christmassy looks. So if you're thinking of getting it, I think you'll still get a lot of wear out of it in the coming season that we're in now. But it's super good value. I mean, to get 3 of those blushes, 3 lipsticks and the palette in beautiful boxed packaging that's a magnetic box. It all comes foam inlaid as well, so everything gets to you safe and sound. And as I say, with the code it's £54. I don't know what the shipping will be to the States, but it's free in the UK as well because it's over the shipping limit. So I'm absolutely delighted with my purchase. I'm really, really excited for this. I love cosmic brushes, or cosmic beauty. We need to keep calling them cosmic beauty now. I can't get used to that since they rebrand, but I just love them. I've got every one of their palettes. I knew I had to get this. So yeah, I'm definitely not disappointed that I did. So hope you enjoyed watching, guys. I hope it might give you some ideas of whether you want to pick up the collection or not. As I say, it is relaunching for the proper launch, because this was just like a limited pre-order when I picked mine up, but the full launch is coming at the end of November. I'm not sure of the date. Any information I've got I'll put in my description box, but I'm not an affiliate with anybody, as you know, but I will link the site so that you can see where you can pick it up if you want to. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.